Hello and good morning, everyone. Hope all is well in your world. Sorry about not being able to do that video yesterday. We needed a new component so our Wi-Fi would work better. Just making sure the computer is up to speed. There we go. Perfect. Oh, terribly sorry about the ring light. Not sure how to fix that. Let's see. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I can raise it up a little if we need to, but we'll get started. It is so dark today. Hold on, let me open a little bit more of the curtain. Maybe we can get a little bit more light in here. Hopefully that'll help a little. Okay. So today, I will be using these lovely dies. 12 of these, you guys. You get 12 of these circle dies. There's half of them. And here's the other half. I like to put one on this side and one on this side so I can see them as I'm flipping through. So no matter which way I put them in my little box, I can see them. And the item number, if you're interested, is 163580. They are the Spotlight on Nature dies, and they do have a companion stamp set, which I didn't buy and I should have. You can get them on sale 10% off. A lot of the bundles are 10% off, so take advantage of that. Again, I just put one here and one back here. It's nice that they nest together and that you have 3 different patterns to choose from. Oh, and I need to make sure I stay way up here so you can see those. Somebody say hi if you're there. So that's that one. The other one is, and I'm gonna have to, okay, I'll try my best to stay on camera. I haven't done a video in a while. Oh my gosh, there's been so much stuff happening with COVID and whatnot. All right, so this is the sweet peas, and I don't know about you, but I just had to have this one. It's so darn cute. The item number is 163621, sweet peas, and it is the polymer. That means it is acrylic. Yay. And you can either leave them on the carrying sheet or you can put them in there on their little designated area, whichever you choose to do. As always, thank you for shopping with me. It is a little different. It's JackieBoone.Stampin'Up.net. A little bit different. Okay, so what am I showing you today? I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can adapt a card that's already got a fold in it. Okay, so this is just your standard size card, 5.5, 4 1/4, 8.5 long. So I love my new trimmer because the scoring blade can stay there and the cutting blade can stay there. Okay, lots of good things. If you have any questions, let me know. So the first thing we're going to do is, let's see, if we fold our card this away, like it would be, and I'll bone fold it later. So this is our front, all right? So we are going to put in 1 inch and we are going to score that, okay? All right, I'm gonna move this for a second. This will be the next card. And all we're gonna have to do is just fold that back. I always, even though I did it on the score thing, on the scored it, I always make sure that it's lined up before I do that final crease, if you will. And let me just get my bone folder here. I'll get that one and this one. I like to go on both sides. Also, you'll see that I am using the new glass mat that I just got. So much fun. These will be possibly available to customers soon. You heard it here first. So this is just a way to add a fold to your card, okay? what did I do with that? Well, I made a cute little card with this, and I will show you some techniques. And here it is. This paper is Full of Life, the 6x6 DSP, Designer Series paper. Item number 163357. And tons of, I just put it in the envelope here. And tons of patterns and tons of backside patterns that you can see there. And I've just been cutting and using and going. So one thing I did do is, so this is the Full of Life. This is Old Olive. And I looked up the colors. It's not, this is the whole sheet. I just cut it down this way and then cut it off this way. This is, none of these I don't think are Old Olive. They're more of the bright colors. But the Old Olive looked fine with it. So don't be afraid to mix and match. You don't have to stay with just the paperback in those colors. So I think that looks fine. And it also was good that I had the Old Olive blends to be able to use with that. I also have the Daffodil Delight that I'm going to be using in just a second, and the color Lifter. Okay, all right, so you know how to glue paper on, you know how to stamp, hopefully. If not, get with me. And I wanted to show you how I did the coloring. Okay, oh, and also I wanted to mention that I took the Daffodil Delight blend. Blend is your alcohol marker. So that means you can take your sparkles and color with it, which is what I did for these little guys here. I just colored them. You know me, I've always told you, and if you haven't heard me, hear me now. I always like to buy clear sparkles or silver or gold because you can go over the top of them. And if you do the silver, it makes it even prettier because it's not just this clear, excuse me. It gives you a little bit of those, you know, the silver has little like flakes in them. So these are nice because they give you a couple different sizes. I think there's supposed to be 3, but maybe just 2. And this is just the Rhinestone Basic Jewels 144220. Okay. So that's what I did on those. Super easy to do. Just color them in, circle, circle, circle. All right. So, and also I like that it stands up nicely. Okay, so there's what the inside looks like in case you want a photo, take a picture. And here's the outside. And we will get started on coloring. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I stay on camera. Oh, this glass mat also came with this nice towel for cleanup, for your ink cleanup. And it came with this I'm not sure what to call this. Silicone? So your stuff stays stuck better. And I love this. And it dries out nicely and just works great. All right. So let's see. All right. Here's a couple. Some I've done, some I haven't. So I wanted to show you. All right. So obviously these are new. What I would suggest is as you buy paper and as you buy cardstock, or if you're going to, you know you're going to use a certain product, then buy the markers that match, buy the accessories that match, your jewels and that kind of thing, you know, your matchy stuff. All right. And I like that it tells you on here that this is the light one and this is the dark Old Olive. Okay, there's other nationality of languages on there, so if you want to learn a new language, there you go. No. Okay, back to class. What I wanted to tell you is to remember that these are new, they're juicy, they're alcohol. When you touch the paper, the longer the ink is touching the paper, the more flow it's going to go. So I suggest that when you're coloring with these, one, if it's teeny tiny, use the small end. And you don't want to just be using this end. You want to use this end as much as you can so that way you don't run out of this and have plenty of this, right? So use them back and forth. And a lot of times if it's a little area, like up here on the hat, you're really going to need that. Let me see if I can get this down just a little bit closer to the work. close your eyes if you're susceptible to that kind of stuff. And we will move this closer. Hopefully not too close. Okay. Let's see how that is. And hopefully I won't get my head in the way. Hold on. Let me make this a little bigger so I can see what we're doing. Yes, that's good. All right, so I'm starting with the white. And I'm going to use this little end first to go around, you know, like back in school. You go around, hi Julie, thanks for watching. You go around the edges, you know, you outline it. But I'm going to stay just a little bit away, and I'm not going to cross over that. Oh, the other thing too, you notice that I already had these stamped. Memento is a permanent black. Let them dry, let them cure. Hit them with your heat tool if you need to. You want that ink nice and dry so your alcohols don't bleed, okay? So if you stay a little bit from the edge, especially when you are using the other end, the brush end, look at how it's already doing it. You saw that there was an edge, but it's bleeding out from where I was. So keep that in mind, that it is going to bleed out. Like I said, very juicy. And you don't want to fuzz the black edge with too much ink. Okay, now I'm going to take the dark Old Olive, try and do it so you can see it, and I'm just going to go around. And again, I mean, you could do dots if you wanted to. Really make sure that you're not adding too much ink to that edge. So I'm just going to kind of give it a highlight. Now, if you don't like that stark, you can go back and blend it out a little bit. And you can see I've got a little bit of white there. But I'm not going over the whole thing that I did. I am just bumping it up to the edge to smooth it out. Now, obviously, this needs to dry just a little bit as we go. And there, hopefully you can see that it kind of is blending it. If you want it more blended, like maybe up here is a little stark, again, we'll take the light and we will just fuzz it out a little bit more, okay? You got to give them a second or two to dry to see what that effect is going to look like as well, all right? So then I'm going to go in with my Daffodil Delight and the dark one and the small end. And I am just going to kind of go out from the edges of the little topper. And then I'm going to skip one and go to the second one and the next one with the dark. And I'm going to go back to the light, Daffodil Delight, and just put a little bit of that in. And we are done. Isn't that easy? Easy peasy. Okay, so on the leaves, now I'm going to use the brush. Now, look at which way the leaves are flowing, okay? I like to, and it's going to be quick, so you'll have to watch. I like to leave a little white space. You can see there's a little bit of white space left. And I'm starting with the light. You could start with the dark if you wanted. And I'm just going to give it a flick. But I'm flicking around. I'm following the curve of the leaf, if you will, okay? You'll get better as time goes on. You can go back the other way, but I find it's easier to pull it, make sure I stay on camera, pull it out from the base, okay? Out from the base. If you get it thick enough, you don't even need to add two. All right, again, I'm staying away from those edges, right? I'll show you a little trick for that boo-boo I made. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see there's a little bit outside of the line. A couple different things you could do. You could go around and outline this with blue, or you can take a jelly roller. Now, remember, one layer. I always like to get it started on my fingers so I know it's there. It's white. If you're working with white, you're good. Cover it up, let it dry. Boom, done. Only can do that, go over it one time. So if it doesn't work too good, then, you know, it is what it is, right? All right, so now we're going on to the dark, and I'm going to use the small end this time. And you can kind of put your light source wherever you want, but I kind of think that it's darkest kind of at the base of the leaf, and then I'm just flicked it to where that middle line is, because that obviously is a darker area. So again, following the line, but I'm going on either side. I didn't go down the middle, I went on either side of that. Again, we're kind of following nature on the curve. Okay, so it looks like that. I'm gonna leave that one like that. See how the white just adds something to it? I like the white. And you could even go back and put like a little wink of Stella where that white is. That would be really pretty. Okay, let's go up to this one now. And this one I'm gonna blend out a little bit so you can see the difference. And it kind of depends on what you're coloring, how you want it to look, that type of thing. So now I'm gonna go back with this, and I am gonna use the brush end, but I'm just gonna kind of, again, hit around, kind of up to it. I'm not gonna cover over everything because that'll blend everything out. Okay, there we go, just like that. So we'll give that a sec to dry. Oh, and I want to just show you this, which I need to show you on here. It's just some more that I was playing with, and then you can cut these out and use them on your artwork. So this one is blended, this one is not. Just depends on what you're looking for. I was going to show you how I did this, but I want to show you how I did. I have limited supplies. I only have this one green marker that looks good. I have a couple different green markers, but they don't look good with this old olive, okay? So how do we fix that? Well, we take, make sure I got the light, and I'm just going to, with the little end, again, make sure I stay on camera. I'm just gonna go around the edge. And if you look at this edge, it curves out. So I'm going to curve that around, turn it so you can see it. And I'm leaving that white on purpose, okay? So we'll just follow this up. Don't get too close to the edge. And just make sure we add that little hoop right there, okay? And we could go all the way up. And then I did color this. You could color this with the darker one, or if you go over it a couple of times, it will layer the color a little darker. So you can just sit and go over it. Now, we are going to take the blender, and I'm trying to remember which one I used. I think it was the little one. And what I'm going to do is, because these guys are the same green, I want to kind of, around these edges, lighten it. This lifts color, and I'm going to go over where the white was. So I'm lifting that edge, covering up where the white is. That makes it just a little bit lighter, fills in the white, and then, and I think you should probably, get a piece of scratch paper here, probably just test that it's still white, which it was. But you never know. Some of the darker colors might make it a little bit darker. Okay, so now let's, oh, here, I'll give you a good look at that too. See how it looks just a smidge lighter? And you could do more if you need to. So again, for these little guys, all I did was color around, take my dark on the small end where I thought it looked kind of dark, just to give it a little bit of something different, and go back and blend it out. Okay. And then if you wanted, oops, get your pen tip on there, right? You could also, right here I left a little bit, you could make a little cheeky. Make some cheeks on these guys. Why not, right? It's my artwork, I can do what I want, right? A little dab will do ya. We'll give that a second to dry so you can see it. And there we go, we put some little cheeks on our guy. I suppose you could go in and color them with a pink if you really wanted to, but be careful. There's a lot of green on here, and if you put pink, your eye's gonna be drawn right to it. So you wanna use the colors that are within what you're coloring, okay? All right, I've got one more to show you. Clean this mess up. So that's the first one. I'm gonna bring in my paper trimmer again. And this time I've got another standard card. And we're going to be doing some scoring. So we'll fold it up like we normally would. Sorry, trying to stay on camera. Give that a good crease. All right. So this is 4 1/4, but in case you're not sure, you know, sometimes the cards are, you know, you get them cut a little different. So what you can do is just take, and of course this doesn't want to cooperate. You can take and find the point, which is right there. I'm going to put it in our trimmer. It should be about 2 1/8. But you never know. And that one is 2 1/8. So we'll score that good. And I also have a 1 by, what is this? A 1 by 4. You only need 1. All right, so now we've got that crease in. And again, I like to make sure that I get it right up at the top even. Hold that. And fold the rest. And then we can get our bone folder out and really give it a good crease. All the sides. Okay, all right. So we've got that. Ta-da. Now we're going to take this one and we are just going to fold it. Oh, make sure I stay on camera. Fold it in half. Like so. You can bone fold it. Then we're going to open it up and we're going to put this half on this side of the fold and this half on this other side of the fold. So it comes together. Give it a good squish. I'm going to turn it over. Squish it the other way. Okay. And you're like, what in the heck is she making? All right. So now what I'm going to do, we find some tape. Got some snail, Stampin' Snail. And I want to put some on here. And you notice I'm putting a lot because it's going to be a mechanism. So we want it to stay. Okay. Let me think about this for a second so I make sure I do it right. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to put glue on this side too. Ah! Oh, that is sticky stuff. That is really sticky stuff. Okay. So we've got glue on it. Ah. All right. And then you want to figure, depending on how big a piece you're going to have on the inside, I'm kind of just going to try and, let me make sure I do this right again. Hold on. All right. I'm going to put, and I shouldn't have put glue on that side, but that's okay. I am going to gently hold the glue. I'm going to go about halfway. I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm going to close. I don't think I did that right. I am going to close this on this side and on this side. Okay. So I could have done that. So look at it. We made a cute little mechanism. Now we can layer something here and layer something here and have a really cute card. 1 by 4, fold it in half, fold it in, lay it in there, glue side down, either side of that fold, and you can go to town like this. Peas again, but this time I'm using the In Colors. What's this one? In Colors Design Series paper. This is cool because I didn't realize, so the In Color is only 5 colors, so you get 4 of each of these in here, 48 sheets. But they have these patterns for all of the colors that they have. So if it's 10 colors, then you only get 2 sheets of each pattern, and there's 4 patterns. Hope that makes sense. And here's our little mechanism. So you have room to write because it's folded over, and it'll stand up nicely. What do we think? And this could be any shape. What I did was I put this first one down, and then I lined this one up so it completely covered, which I don't know why it's not now. There we go. So it completely covered. I just put some glue on the this half, and I just stuck that down so it matched and closed it. Okay. So there you are. I did some little line work. If you haven't seen that done, I will show you how to do that. I grab just a little scratch piece of paper, and I'm using a Le Pen. And all you do, and it takes practice, guys, is if you will, and I don't know how it's gonna, yeah, it'll work on here. You want your arm to slide. You're not moving this part of your hand. You want your arm to slide. Put it down, slide your arm. And this doesn't quite work as good as a piece of paper is a little bit, yeah, a little bit smoother. So put it down and take your time. You're noticing I'm not going super fast. I'm just taking my time and drawing my hand. And now I'm nervous. And draw your hand down. Now, if you mess up, say you're drawing and you, oh, great. Now what do I do? Just do that, 2 lines. And just wiggle it around. And it looks fine. The other thing you could do is you could go like this and just give it some decoration. Or, oh, I didn't do my bobble. Or tie a bow there. So lots of things you could do. All right? And as I always do, card 1, card 2. I'd love to know which one is your favorite. And I would love for you to try this and just have fun. I like to do things that are fairly simple so that way you can achieve them and have fun with your paper, right? It's only paper. Give it a try. It's a little piece of paper. No worries. I hope you have a great Father's Day weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much, Julie, for watching. And don't forget, if you will like, share, and subscribe, it will help my channel out a lot. I have 4 years worth. I'm going to tell you now, if you go back to the beginning, I'm not as polished. And, you know, it is what it is. It's a learning curve. So have fun and make sure you get some crafting on this weekend. Bye now.